In the last video, we have reviewed the code to combine the entries and the jobs streams in the entries block. And as a next step, we're going to look at the remaining transformations on this diagram. So to do this, we can look at this stream called EntriesTileModel stream. And this is a getter variable that is calculating by applying a map to the all entries stream that we have reviewed. So each time a new value is added to the stream, then this createModels method is executed to produce a list of entries list tile model items. And this is added to the output stream. So let's see how this method is implemented. The first step is to calculate a variable called allDailyJobsDetails. And this is done with a call to dailyjobsdetails.all. And if we open this file, we find that dailyJobsDetails is a class that stores a date and a list of job details. And job detail is a temporary class model that holds a name, the duration in hours, and the pay for a job. So by calculating an object of type dailyJobDetails, we get all the data that we need to show a summary of jobs for a given day. And the only public method on this class is called all, and this takes a list of entry job objects and calculates a list of daily jobs details. And this output list represents the output of this red rectangle in the diagram. So I'm not going to review all the transformations on this file in detail because I don't feel that explaining them would add much value. But as far as we are concerned, we are just manipulating data with lists and maps. And the output of this method is a list of daily jobs details. Next, we can head back to the entries block and we can review this code that returns a list of entries list tile model. And the idea here is to take the output from the previous step and calculate the models for all the rows that we are showing on this page. And the first thing that we do is to calculate the total duration and the total pay, which are the overall totals that we see on the very first row. And to do this, we use the reduce method, which is a functional operator that we can use to add a list of values together and return a single result. And then we return a list where the first item has a leading text of all entries. So this is what we see over here. And the middle and trailing text are formatted with the values that we have just calculated. And then we have a for loop which iterates through all the daily job details. And then it creates a section with a header and a number of rows for each day. And this is done with collection for and the dart spread operator. So the header represents the summary for a given day. And then there are as many rows as there are jobs with entries for that day. And once again, these are added with a collection for. And one thing that I'd like to mention is that this code is quite elegant because we can use it to generate a list of items in a declarative way from some custom logic. And this is possible thanks to collection for and the spread operator. In summary, we have seen how to transform a list of entry job items into a list of entries list tile model objects. And while these transformation steps are a bit complicated, you can think of each of these as a black box with an input and an output. And all we are doing here is to chain multiple transformations together. And when working with complex stream transformations, I find that this approach helps me to reason about things, because it helps me to visualize how the data is transformed as it flows through the streams. Okay, so let's continue on the next video.